teaching physical properties of metal, this quiz was given for the formative assessment. Question first. How are elements classified? A. By chemical properties, B. By physical properties, C. By electron arrangement, or D. All of the above. Second question. All metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, whether this statement is true or false. Third, match the descriptive term for metals with its definition. The particular properties of metals are given: malleability, luster, and ductility. Students have to put them into their specific definitions. Question 4. What is the only metal that is not a solid at room temperature? A. Iridium, B. Gallium, C. Mercury, or D. Cesium. Question 5. Which metal has the highest melting point? Students have already know this fact, and they can also relate with the metal which is being used in the filament of electric bulb. So that metal is having the highest melting point. Question 6. Approximately what percentage of the periodic table is comprised of metals? 50%, 80%, 90%, or 65%? They have to find out the approximate correct percentage. Question 7. Which groups on the periodic table contain no metals? Question 8. What metals are found in the second period? Question 9. What is the only metal with 5 valence electrons? A. Vanadium, B. Antimony, C. Rubidium, D. Bismuth. The last question, based on the physical properties, is why is mercury no longer used for thermometers and switches? Either mercury is too expensive, B. Other substances do those jobs better, C. Mercury is toxic, or D. Mercury is no longer available. After teaching chemical reaction of metals with water and oxygen, this worksheet was given for the formative assessment. Students have to write the balanced chemical equations for the following reactions. First reaction is between the red hot iron and steam. That is when steam is passed over the red hot iron. Second, aluminum oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide. Third, when potassium oxide is dissolved in water. They have to write down the balanced chemical equation. Fourth, when iron is heated strongly in oxygen. Fifth, when calcium reacts with water. After teaching the chemical reactivity series and the displacement reaction, this tabular presentation was given in their homework. In this table, students have to put a cross in case when no reaction is observed between the corresponding metals, and write the color changes in case a reaction takes place. This is a series of 4 metals: zinc, iron, copper, magnesium. Question 2. List the observation which justify that a chemical reaction has taken place when iron metal falling is pure but into copper sulfate solution. Question 3. In the following reaction, M and N are metals. NS is a salt of metal N. Following reaction takes place when MEM is added to aqueous solution of NS. M plus NS gives out MS plus N. Which of the two metals is more reactive? As students have already known the fact that a more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution. So they can give the answer easily. For the same metals M and N, predict the interaction between MP and N, where MP is another salt of the metal M. Question 4. Write balanced chemical equations for the reaction of magnesium with zinc sulfate, second silver nitrate. Question 5. We can safely store copper sulfate solution in a silver vessel. Justify this statement. Question 6. Arrange the metals taken in the increasing order of their reactivity. After teaching of the topic reaction between metals and non-metals, this quiz was given for homework. The first question, what is an electrostatic force? A. An attraction between like charged particles. B. An attraction between oppositely charged particles. C. A repulsion between oppositely charged particles. D. An attraction between charged and neutral particles. So students have to find the correct answer. Question 2. Which describes an ionic compound? A. A positively charged compound composed of cations and atom. B. A negative charged compound composed of anions and atoms. C. A neutral compound composed of cations and anions. D. A neutral compound composed of protons and electrons. Third question. What is an ionic bond? So students have to give the definition. Question 4. Which two elements would not be capable of forming an ionic bond? A. Calcium and oxygen. B. Iodine and sodium. C. Barium and nitrogen. D. Phosphorus and chlorine. As the students know better that ionic bond is formed between a metal and non-metal, so they can easily find out the option which is consisting of the two non-metals. And that option is D. Phosphorus and chlorine, both are non-metals. Question 5. Which ion forms the strongest ionic bond with a given anion? Sodium plus, magnesium 2 plus, C. Aluminium 3 plus, D. All of the ionic bonds would be of equal strength. Question 6. Which ion forms the weakest ionic bond with a given anion? A. Cs plus, cesium plus, B. Lithium plus, C. Potassium plus, D. All of the ionic bonds would be of equal strength. They have to mark the correct answer. Question 7. Why is it better to describe ion formation as a transfer of electrons rather than as losing and gaining electrons? They have to give the answer on the basis of their understanding. Question 8. When representative elements from ionic compounds, which element achieves the full octets? A. Metals only, B. Non-metals only, C. Metals and non-metals, or D. Neither achieves a full octet. Question 9. Why is this description of an ionic bond incorrect? Question 10. Use electron dot diagrams to demonstrate the formation of ionic compounds involving the following pair of elements. Use arrows to show the transfer of electron from one atom to another. A. Lithium and sodium. B. Aluminium and phosphorus. C. Barium and fluorine. This quiz is based on the physical properties of ionic compounds. Question 1. What is responsible for the vivid colors of many minerals and gemstones? A. Chloride ions. B. Impurities. C. Alkali metal ions. D. Transitional metal ions. Second question. Melting points of ionic compounds tends to be very low, very high, slightly above room temperature, or D. Lower than those of molecular compounds. Question 3. Ionic compounds tends to be dash and dash. A. Hard brittle. B. Hard malleable. C. Soft brittle. D. Soft malleable. Question 4. Which compound has the highest melting point? A. NH3 ammonia. B. SF6. C. Calcium chloride. D. AsBr3. Arsenic. Question 5. What happens to light charged ions when an ionic crystal is struck with great force? A. They slide past one another because the crystal is malleable. B. They attract one another so the crystal does not break. C. They are displaced to other positions within the crystal lattice. D. They repel each other so the crystal shatters. Question 6. When an ionic crystal breaks, it tends to do so along smooth planes. Is this statement true or false? Question 7. Which conducts electricity well? A. Distilled water. B. Solid sodium chloride. C. Sodium chloride dissolved in water. D. None of the above. Question 8. What types of compounds are good electric conductors in the liquid state? A. Molecular compounds. B. Ionic compounds. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. Question 9. Why is solid NaCl a poor conductor despite being comprised of positive and negative ions? Question 10. In what state does an ionic compound conduct an electric current? A. Solid. B. Liquid. C. Aqueous. D. B and C. All these worksheets and quizzes are based on their formative are given for their formative assessment. Still, their summative assessment of the metal and non-metal chapter is left.